What's going on? It's your boy Sermon at Sermon's Domain on Twitter. For the first time this year, Montana of 300 is back with a new album, a follow-up to Curse with a Blessing, but not a solo follow-up. In the last year, he's gained a lot of traction. You've seen him on Empire when Lucius was in prison. He's worked with Rick Rubin. There was the rumored bidding war between Kanye wanted him and some other major labels. So he's done a lot in the year since, Curse with a Blessing. His videos continue to rack up millions of views. And I've personally put him in like my favorite for coming out of Chicago. And probably even, favorite up and coming artist in general. Because I still play Curse with a Blessing. And I listen to the Chirac freestyle all the time. So, he joins forces with one of his old friends, Talley of 300, and they put together this project called Gunz N Roses. Doing a little bit of research, I found out that they actually have a Gunz N Roses project that was put out years ago. I don't know if it was 2011. I think that's when it was uploaded, but I don't know if it came out sooner than that. But it was on .piff, but the zip file was broken, so I couldn't listen to it. And I was disappointed about that because it's nowhere else on the internet. But it was interesting that they chose to keep like the same title, even though a lot of people probably don't know about the first one. But the material is different for both of them. And on this latest one, I gotta say the one thing that Montana has really perfected is having a strong intro and a strong outro. When you listen to New Storm, you hear that. It's got that gladiator type of effect in the beat. It's very monumental. As soon as the beat comes on, you're like, this is gonna be epic, and it is epic. It's Montana, and then it's Talley, and it's no hook. It's not a song. It's just them spitting, and I think that's one of the strong points of both of them. And the outro, was the actual song type of thing, called Rock and Roll. Montana comes up with a lot of catchy hooks on this project. I was watching an interview that he was doing where he talks about how, he has to be able to be like a more complete artist and have the side where he can make songs and also the side where he can really spit, like the Chirac type of stuff, the freestyles that he does. And I think he has a very good balance of that on this project. I think it's more songs than just, showing off his lyrical muscle. And I'm fine with that because he still spits tough, but there's nothing on this project that touches any of like his freestyles lyrically, and I was impressed though. I feel like when you're next to Montana and he's on fire right now, it's kind of hard to establish your own identity. At times I'm listening, I'm thinking Montana and Talley kind of sound similar. And this is not to take away from Talley. This is pretty much his first real project. And it's smart pairing up with Montana because a lot of people are going to have their eyes on this as opposed to if it was just a Talley project. But I am looking forward to a solo project from him because, like I said, I feel like Montana got the best of him throughout this project. There's maybe a few instances where Talley showed out a little bit more, but ultimately, it's just one of those projects where it's hard to, keep up with somebody. But at the same time, it builds up that hype because Talley is no slouch. It's basically what I'm trying to get at. He didn't get the best of Montana, but he didn't, spit whack stuff. I'm not listening to this like, damn, I wish this was just a Montana project. No, they sound good together. They have good collaborations. One of the other records that I liked was FGE Cypher. And I think it shows promise for the entire crew. You got Savage and you got No Fatigue also on the record. Savage is someone that I listened to for the first time when Montana did that Computers freestyle. I thought he killed it. So I like this, and I think it shows. It's like I said, it shows promise to the crew. Montana's not sitting here trying to like hog all the spotlight. He's helping putting his buddies on, the people that have been rocking with him for years, because they had mixtapes together as, I believe it was them four, maybe even, more. But they have 2 mixtapes, No Surrender and No Retreat, that I was looking at. I didn't listen to them yet, but I seen them. It had, like 4 or 5 people on the cover. So, you can tell that Montana is definitely spreading the wealth, making sure that he's not only getting on, but his team is getting on. And I think that's something that I definitely admire. The one song that I felt was not necessary was Swagger Through the Roof. It's one of those rare moments where the concept just doesn't work out because it's played out and it's kind of annoying. Like, I don't know anybody that really talks about having their swagger through the roof. Not only that, it's not a unique concept. He's not saying anything unique about his swagger. He's just saying it's through the roof. We've heard that many times on records. The other thing that I didn't like about the project, and this is like a minor thing, on Sprung, he uses a played out metaphor. One that I see all the time. He said, beat the pussy like a drum. I've heard that from so many different rappers. I feel like if you're going to have that type of a metaphor, you got to come up with something, unique. How are you going to beat it up? You can't just beat it up like a drum. Everybody's done that. What sets that apart? So that was, my other thing I didn't really care for. But overall, Gunz N Roses is a really strong project. Like I said, Montana built up a lot of buzz, so it's good to see him, putting out this project instead of just jumping into his next solo project. It helps Talley of 300 get his name out there for sure. I'm interested in that solo project from Talley. Hopefully it comes in 2016. Hopefully it's not, next December. I noticed Montana's kind of developing that, one project a year, December type of thing. Even though I know he was talking about he wanted to put out, he wanted to put out Gunz N Roses back on September 1st, and Fire in the Church, which is now his debut album, is supposed to come out December 2nd. I don't know why, those plans changed, but I know he definitely wanted to put out more than one project this year. But he never, all the backstage politics and all that stuff. But like I said, Gunz N Roses is a really good project. If you're already a fan of Montana, you should check it out. I'm sure you'll become a fan of Talley as well. Go pick it up on iTunes. Go listen to it on Spotify, wherever. I got 2 questions for you to kind of spark the conversation in the comments. Number 1, what was the hottest verse? For me, it was either Montana's New Storm, Montana's Them Games, or I'm going to throw in... Let me think. I'm going to throw in Talley's Riding with the Chopper verse. Those 3 stood out when I think about it. And last question, who impressed you more on the album? I kind of talked about, the Montana getting the best of Talley, but do you think that Talley, show improved on this project? Let me know in the comment section below. And then like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Share the video, follow me on Twitter @SermonsDomain. And as always, thank you for your time. I appreciate you for watching. And until next time, peace.